There is a general philosophy out there that believes that there is a certain strength that comes with community. There is a strength that comes with numbers. But there is also an argument that could be made that by having numbers, you essentially make yourself weaker. As an individual, you potentially are weakened through the community. And I bring this up because we spend a lot of time talking about the comic book community, talking about this philosophy of us coming together as a comic book community. And I honestly think that it's a wonderful thing, but like in any community, there are people out there that will take advantage of that community. They will take advantage of the comfort and the complacency that comes along with any type of community. And so the question is, are we making ourselves vulnerable? Are we making ourselves potentially victims of individuals that want to take advantage of the fact that we are a comic book community? Think about it. Think about it. If you are a member of a community, you are sometimes more reliant upon the individuals that are also part of that community than if you were standing alone as an individual. And because there are people that will take advantage of that complacency, they will take advantage of the fact that you are a little bit more complacent than if you were standing alone. There are lots of scams out there right now that are being perpetrated by people out there that are not honest people. And they are perpetrating these frauds and these scams because they are leveraging our willingness to be forgiving of certain things, to take chances and to take risks with some of the things because we trust the community. There is a comfort that comes with that. And I'm not speaking from a vantage point where I'm looking down upon people that have fallen for scams and saying you are wrong for having fallen for that scam. You should have known better. I am from Detroit, Michigan. I don't know if people know that, but Detroit people, like most big cities, we consider ourselves to be street savvy. We consider ourselves to have seen that and overcome that and prevented that from happening because we saw it coming. But I too have actually fallen for a scam. I've actually spoken about this in previous videos. I have fallen for a scam. I fell for it a couple of years ago, but there were some lessons that were learned there. I took comfort in the community and I sent someone money via PayPal for, wait for this, AF-15. It was an undervalued AF-15 and I saw it and I wanted it, and it wasn't a crazy amount of money. It was a lot of money, but don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like a crazy amount of money, and I pounced on it. And thankfully, I sent the money via PayPal with all of the protection that came along with that. And by the time I realized that it was a scam, which was basically the same day, essentially realized it was a scam, I was able to put things in place to reverse that transaction. And the person never actually saw the money, never even touched the money because I acted so quickly, and I was able to recover my money. And then a couple of weeks after that, here's the really funny part. Another guy that I know in the community actually had a similar interaction with probably the same person. We actually exchanged images that were sent to us by this person, and they were basically the same images. And thankfully, he also recognized that it was a scam and was able to, reverse the transactions, and he was actually not out of pocket anything. But these are just two examples of people trying to take advantage of the community as a whole. And it happens. And thankfully, there are people that will actually shout out some of this behavior when it does happen. People will put up the red flag. And even I think on my Instagram right now, I actually have a scam highlight that is referenced where I try to at least bring awareness to the images that were sent to me in the event that someone else gets them. But my point is that whenever there is money that is involved and there is a community and the safety that comes with that community, there are people that are going to try to take advantage of those individuals. And I think we have to do what we can to help other people not fall for these scams. But there's also something else. Are we allowing ourselves to be victimized? Again, instead of waiting for other people to raise the flag, do we try to become a little bit more diligent in some of our actions, ask some more questions, and actually listen to our own guts? In the situation where I fell for the scam with AF-15, I was being greedy. I was looking at the price tag associated with AF-15, and I was looking at the asking price for this book, and I'm like, this is a smoking deal. There was greed. I was greedy. There's no doubt about it. And I set aside my Detroit upbringing. I set aside the I should know better because I was being greedy and because I was being trusting. And that's essentially how they get you. That's how they get you. It's easy, I think, to identify some of these scams if you're really paying attention. But so often we let our guard down and we let them in. And that's how they get us. They play off of the fact that our guard is down. They play off of a little bit of our greed. And that's how they get us. When you see really awesome books on eBay for $89 and you hit the button, let's be honest, you are being a little greedy. But that's how they get you. And I'm not saying that you're wrong for it. I'm not saying that you're bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we, as individuals and as a community, have to do better. Anytime money is involved, there are people that are going to want to take advantage of that to get their slice of that pie. But that's why we have to step up as individuals and as a comic book community and do better. We have to be on guard. Hashtag Comic Hood Watch. Hashtag. Like any good neighborhood, we have to be on guard. We have to be standing at the window, looking out of the blinds, paying attention. We have to walk the neighborhoods and watch and see what is happening. We have to not be afraid to shout out those individuals that are honestly trying to take advantage of us. Now, mistakes happen. There are situations where people enter into business arrangements and they don't work out, and that's cool. Stuff happens. But what I'm talking about right now are people that are taking advantage of multiple people on purpose. We have to identify those individuals and tell them, not in my neighborhood. This comic book community is awesome. It is awesome. I have met some amazing people from all around the world that share the passion that I do for comic books, and I think that it is fantastic. When I was on the outside of this community trying to get in, I was like, bro, I just want to be in the group. I just want to be part of it. And then I was in and I was like, oh my goodness, this is fantastic. But now that I am in, now that you are in, we owe a responsibility to everyone, and we owe a responsibility to ourselves. We must be responsible. We must be diligent. We must look at ourselves and ask ourselves about our motivation. And look at the deal in front of yourself and ask yourself, is this a sensible deal? Does this really make sense? What is my gut telling me? And then if your gut tells you that this is a bad deal, you need to be on guard. If you are the victim of a scam and it happens, because I've been there, you must notify people in the comic book community. We must stand together, and we must stand stronger as individuals, because we can't just point to the community and say, community, protect me. Protect me. No, we have to protect ourselves. We have interactions with people every single day on Instagram, on the Twitter machine, on YouTube. We have a lot of interactions. And one of the things that I'll tell you I've done is I had a deal come to me the other day. Somebody reached out to me. It was like, boom, we got some books. Cool. Let me check out your profile. Look at the profile. I see that the guy has like 3 posts. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know many comic book guys that only have 3 posts, and 2 of which are just comic books, the comic books that he is attempting to sell me. Seems strange, but I'm on guard. I see that there are, I think, 3 or 4 other people in the community that I follow that follow this person. So I send them a message. Yo, what's the deal with this guy? You know this guy? Took a little bit of time for some of the people to get back to me, but they got back to me. And no, do I even follow? Yeah, you follow him because I clicked on your name from his profile. So I know that you follow him. So you've had no interactions with this person, not one conversation. Cool. I go to the next person. Have you heard of this person? Have you had any dealings with this person? No, none at all. Okay, cool. I go to the guy. I said, hey, I see that a couple of my friends follow you. I want to check you out. I want to ask them about you. Well, I haven't done any deals with anybody. Well, that's not what I said. I said I want to check you out to see whether they know you. Because here's the thing, even if you're not selling comics, more than likely you are clicking on someone's profile, you are liking their book that they just received, they're liking yours, you're putting up something. There's some interaction that's happening if you are truly a part of the comic book community. Because the guy said, I reached out to you because I saw your YouTube channel. Cool. So that means that you're involved. But I've never seen your name in a live stream or posting a comment on one of my videos. And now I'm hearing from 4 people that not one of them has had an interaction with you, but you're part of the comic book community. Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass on this deal. It's basically what I told you. I said, hey, spoke to some people. No one knows you. I'm cool. I'm gonna pass on this deal. He read the comment. Silence. He read the comment and did not respond back when I said, hey, no, thank you. And I didn't tell him why. I was just like, hey, I looked into this. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pass. Now, if you are having a conversation with someone and someone says, hey, I want to pass, one of the things you might want to ask is, well, why? What's the deal? Is it something I did? Can I do better? There was silence. The silence was the answer that I needed. Well, truthfully, the answer that I needed was people in the community being like, I don't know who this dude is. But then the silence was deafening because it told me something about this person. None of it seemed right. And then with the silence, the scene, it just says scene. And you don't even start typing a response. That tells me a lot about what you were attempting to do. And I walked away from it. I did not feel bad about it at all. And I'm going to be honest with you. I needed both the books that he was offering up. I needed both of those books, man. Hashtag comic hood watch. I needed both those books, but I walked away from that deal and I don't regret it at all. Because those books are out there and I will very easily be able to find those books. There's no doubt about that one. But I think again, this is just another example of the diligence that we need to do as individuals. And basically what I circle back when I was talking with each one of those individuals that basically was like, hey, I don't know this dude. I shared with them my feelings about this individual, what he was attempting to do, how I didn't feel right about it. And I think one of them said, hey, listen to your gut. That was basically what a member of the comic book community said to me. Listen to your gut. And he was right. Because that's exactly what I was doing. I was not allowing my own personal greed to cloud what I was feeling. I did not allow my greed to override my better sensibilities. And here's the thing. Did I miss out on something? Maybe. And what I could have missed out on was a scam, or I could have missed out on some books. But you know what? It is what it is. It's one of those things, man, where there are more books out there than I will ever need. I just need one. And there's more out there than I will ever need. And so I feel good about that decision. Walking away is one of the most empowering things that you can possibly do for yourself. It is also one of the hardest things to do. Let's be honest. It is hard to walk away from a deal, but it is better to walk away from the deal than to be taken advantage of or to overpay or to do something that you will regret. Because at the end of the day, you work hard for your money, so why give it away to someone who is potentially trying to take advantage of you? But this is also a sign to people out there that if you are a member of the comic book community, be a member of the comic book community, interact with your peers. Even if you're not selling comics, who cares? Interact with your peers. Get to know your neighbor. Look to your left, look to your right, say hello. Get to know your neighbor, because it is through this connected nature that we have that we as a comic book community shall be strengthened. And then if each one of us remains vigilant, we as individuals will also be strengthened. And again, I love this comic book community. I love the interactions that I have with you guys, and that's why I'm recording this video. I'm recording this vlog so that we can strengthen ourselves, and that we don't suddenly be torn asunder by outside influences, by individuals that are coming into this community with no care for the community, no care for the comics or the hobby. They are here to harm, they are here to take, and they will tear asunder if we are not diligent. Hashtag comic book hood watch. So I have a series of videos or vlogs that I've been noodling on this topic that I may end up recording and releasing out to you guys, because this is one of those things where I will sit in a car and I will be driving and I will be noodling this in the back of my mind. I'll be washing dishes and I'll be thinking about this. And so I think that there are lots of paths that I would want to go down with this, but I'm interested, if you guys are interested in hearing more about this, if you want to have me continue to expound upon this topic, let me know. Let me know, because, I tend to record videos on things that interest me, things that interest you. And if you guys are definitely interested in it, it gives me a little bit of motivation to prioritize it over some of the other stuff that I could be doing videos on. As always, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to listen to this vlog. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you need to reach out to me as a member of the comic book community, feel free to do so. Regie Collects on Instagram and regiecollects@gmail.com. Take care.